What's up, guys? It's Chris here to give my boxing and Ultimate Fighter results from last night, or my afterthoughts, I should say. First up, we had Chris Arreola against Brian Minto. My prediction for this fight, I didn't, like usual, I didn't break down the dimensions of these fighters. I said because, I just thought it'd be a brawl. It didn't really matter. Well, if I would have noted, I would have seen how much bigger Chris Arreola was, and I would have, not been as surprised. Not that I was surprised by the KO, but Arreola had a huge size advantage. Aside from being the better fighter, it showed why he got the early stoppage in the fourth round, or the fourth round stoppage, I should say. The only thing I really want to say about this fight is Chris Arreola. Once again, he took this fight early, not long after his loss, because his trainer said that they didn't want him to balloon up in weight. Yet he came in heavier than he did for the Italy fight. I don't understand why. It reminds me of James Toney, a fighter who you always thought, he's going to come in shape. Sooner or later, he's going to come in shape, realize his full potential, take advantage of it, and he never does. Or at least through the latter half of Tony's career. And unfortunately, it seems to be the same case for Chris right now. Hopefully, he'll get it together, he'll take his training more seriously, and he'll just come in better shape, and he'll take full advantage of his potential. So, that's all I got to say about that. Good win for him, though. He looked good, coming off that loss. Looked to show no ill effects of the beating that he took there. Moving on. Paul Williams versus Sergio Martinez. First off, thank you to Kelly Pavlik. He was supposed to originally fight Paul Williams. He pulled out of the fight numerous times because of a staph infection, reportedly. And we got this fight. And I am glad we did because, at least for myself personally, fight of the year. My favorite boxing match of the year by far. Just an exciting, competitive fight between two of the top boxers in their division, and just a great fight. Williams wins a majority decision. I had the fight 114-114, like Julie Letterman's scorecard. I had it 6 rounds apiece. The big controversy is Pierre Benoist, or whatever his name is. Had it 119-110, only gave 1 round to Sergio Martinez. I don't see how you could do that. I honestly, no matter who you thought won the fight, or if you thought it was a draw, there's no way you could give either fighter only 1 round. I'm glad Max Kellerman called the guy out afterwards. Even the crowd in attendance, when the scores were announced and afterwards when Max asked Sergio about the scorecard, you heard the crowd boo loudly about that scorecard, so even they knew, that scorecard was bullshit. So I was glad to see people bring it up. Hopefully we won't see Pierre in any judging any significant fights anytime soon. As for the fight itself, Paul came out early, dropped Martinez. I thought, wow, this is going to be like a Martinez-Quintana 2. Then Martinez got up, regained his composure, and ended up dropping Williams at the end of the first round really hard. And I thought, wow, maybe this is going to be more like, especially after the next couple rounds, Martinez kind of controlled. I thought maybe this is going to be like a Quintana Williams 1. Fortunately, it ended up being like neither. This fight had a lot of shifts in momentum. Early on, Martinez was in control. Then Williams started taking over with his pressure and his activity and work rate. Looked like numerous times Martinez was tiring. Then he would respond and come back and just take over rounds. Martinez probably landed more of the solid shots, although Paul landed his share of solid shots as well. Martinez was landing the big right hand, overhand right, throughout the majority of the fight. Early in the fight, it had a lot more effect than later in the fight. He also later in the fight started landing lead lefts as well, which were very effective. Both guys showed great heart, showed great chin, showed great skill level. I really want to see a rematch because, rematches rarely are as good as the original fight, but this was a late notice fight for both fighters, so neither had a full camp or full preparation for the opponent, so hopefully, in a rematch, they'll be able to prepare fully for the other guy, plus they'll be able to look at the first fight, the mistakes they made, what they can capitalize on, whatnot. So, I really want to see a rematch. Just an amazing fight. And I don't think there's any reason why there shouldn't be a rematch. Martinez's number 1 mandatory for his title is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who is most likely looking at a suspension for some infraction. Williams, the only other fight out there for him is Kelly Pavlik. I doubt he really wants to kind of deal with that situation right now. So hopefully we'll get a rematch because this was a great fight. Both fighters fought well. It's too bad about that one judge's scorecard because whether or not Martinez won the fight or you thought he won, he didn't get a fair shake by that judge, in my opinion. If he would have had a more impartial judge in there, he may have got the score there, or it may have been a draw, or it may have been a 1-point win for Williams. Either way, you would have had a more decisive, just, not such controversy over the scoring, which you hate to see after such a great fight. But either way, just a great fight. Credit to both fighters for putting on a great performance and a great fight of something I didn't expect. I really underrated Sergio Martinez going into this fight. I have to eat my words. He put on a great fight and a great performance, and credit once again to both fighters. Moving on to the Ultimate Fighter Season 10 heavyweight finale. First fight of the night, Marcus Jones gets knocked out by Matt Mitrione. Jones had his opportunity in the first round. He had Mitrione down, but he couldn't submit him. Second round, Jones showed his biggest deficiencies. His stand-up technique's awful, and he doesn't really have a good chin. Mitrione dropped him with the punch and finished him off on the ground. Marcus Jones, a nice guy, but don't know how he was going to fare in the heavyweight division. It's a little late to. He can improve his stand-up, but you can't really improve your chin. And in the heavyweight division, you're going to be hit by guys with a lot of power. So, congrats to Mitrione for the victory. Frankie Edgar gets the second round rear naked choke over Matt Veach. Veach looked good early, but Frankie hurt him in the second with the punch. Jumped all over him, got the choke. Good win for Frankie Edgar. He's probably looking at a title shot within the next year if he keeps winning. May even get it next depending on how Gray Maynard fares against Nate Diaz. Kimbo Slice versus Houston Alexander. Wow, didn't see this coming at all. I, along with most people, thought this fight was going to be over in the first round, if not the first couple minutes. Houston Alexander actually decided to come up with a game plan, throw leg kicks, work on Kimbo's bad leg. Unfortunately for Kimbo, he didn't know how to cut off the ring effectively, showed his lack of experience by not being able to do so. Really boring first round. Really boring first round. Not really much happened aside from Houston's leg kicks. Second round, Kimbo got closer, was able to get some takedowns. Some big takedowns, but once again showed his lack of experience. Had the mount on Houston Alexander. We've seen in the past, Houston has no real ground defense, and I thought Kimbo would be able to finish him off once he had the mount, but he wasn't able to do so. Houston was able to escape. They did have some good exchanges in the second and third round briefly, but nothing too sustained. Third round, more of the same from the first round. Kimbo did get a takedown again, but really didn't do anything with it at all. On the feet, not really much happened. Another brief exchange, but no real fireworks. And Houston went for some leg kicks. Kimbo gets a unanimous decision. I actually thought Houston pulled it out. I thought he got the first and third rounds. Was surprised one judge had a 30-27 for Kimbo. Either way, no big deal either way, It'll be interesting to see where the UFC goes with Kimbo from here, to be honest. I just don't really see, no disrespect to Kimbo, but I just don't really see any current UFC heavyweights that he could beat style-wise. So it'll be interesting to see how they match him up. John Jones-Matt Hamill fight. Jones loses by disqualification, unfortunately. He was controlling this fight, really had Hamill in trouble. But he did an illegal elbow, the ref rightly stopped the fight there, and Matt couldn't continue. Jones didn't take the loss hard. Credit to him, he took it in stride. The loss isn't going to hurt him. It's obvious, regardless of the decision or the way it played out, he was the better fighter of the two, so he'll get another good matchup in the UFC division. Looks to be the future of the light heavyweight division, or one of the future guys you keep an eye out for. Roy Nelson against Brendan Schaub for the Roy Nelson knocked out Brendan Schaub, I should say, to win Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter and the six-figure contract. No, not a big surprise there. Roy was the favorite coming into this season. Showed why. Brendan looked good early on the feet. Faster of the two, had the crisper striking. Roy was able to get Brendan down. I thought he'd finish him there, but he wasn't able to. Props to Brendan. He got up, but they were trading, and Roy just caught Brendan behind the head or behind the ear and absolutely dropped him. Brendan was already out. Roy followed up with a punch. Ref steps in and stops the fight, rightfully so. Roy Nelson gets the win, first round knockout. Impressive win at that. Roy pretty much ran through all of his opponents on the show. Just goes to show, he doesn't look like a guy should be in there fighting, but goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover all the time, Dana White didn't look too pleased that Roy Nelson won this, but hey, the better man won, and he deserved to win. So looking forward to see how Roy fares in the UFC heavyweight division. He's a pretty good fighter, got good overall skills, and just looking forward to see how he progresses from here on out. Anyways, a good night of fights. especially the Martinez-Williams fight. If you're a boxing fan and you missed it, make sure you go see it. Great fight. Be sure to check out the website, thewillbebloodfightshow.com. Check out my Twitter if you're interested. I'll put links here in the information site as always. Be back in the next couple days. There's a lot of fights going down next weekend. So till then, y'all, I'm out.